Hey everybody, what's up? This is Joey on the beat, or if you would like to call me Joseph Paul Boogerfane. Welcome to Joey's Wrestling Hour live on JPV Productions TV, as always. So this is my first edition of Joey's Wrestling Hour. Um, what I'm gonna say is this. I wanted to talk to, I want to talk about the WWE Stomping Grounds pay-per-view. Um, and like how the pay per view, like the results and all. So basically, my honest opinion about the show is that it was good. Um, you know, there was like there was a lot of matches that I thought that they were gonna suck at first. Like the Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin matchup, and then the Becky versus Lacey. But it was actually pretty good. Um, you know, um, There was a couple of matches that I do want to talk about, and there's gonna be a couple of AEW stuff I want to talk about too. So, basically, right. So there's this one match during the night. Yeah. Um. So right. So there's this one match for the tag championships, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship matchup between the Heavy Machinery and Daniel Bryan versus Rowan. And all I gotta say was that was a pretty good match. To be honest with you, I thought that the match was gonna suck at first. Because let's listen. A lot of the main roster WWE matches, they aren't really good as the NXT ones. Um, it showed that the Heavy Machinery, they were qualifying to be stars. And they are qualifying to be tag championships, like champions. I'm sorry. They're qualifying to be tag champions. And Daniel Bryan and Rowan, they actually did a pretty good job with like the move set and all. Of course, the Heavy Machinery got booed during the match because obviously enough, since this match took place in Daniel Bryan's home state of Tacoma, Washington. It was obvious enough that people were gonna boo the Heavy Machinery over Daniel Bryan. Like it's not that hard to really know about. You're gonna expect it that it's the Washington State and people are gonna cheer for Daniel Bryan. But that matchup was cool. Um, I felt like they didn't deserve to get booed, the Heavy Machinery. I like Daniel Bryan and all, but I just don't like it. I just don't like his fans really. And the reason why I don't really like his fans a lot of the times, and that's because because they they always like to hijack um they always like to hijack the matches. I'm sorry guys. There was a little issue going on. I'm sorry about that. Right, so I just don't like it, about the fact that the Daniel Bryan fans, they always make an attempt to hijack the matches a lot of the times. You know, especially they will. I just don't like it that they boo WWE legends over Bryan. That makes it looks like. I get it that Daniel Bryan is like the most over babyface. Was the most over babyface at that time, but I mean, when Daniel Bryan was at the height of his popularity, I just didn't like it that Batista and Shawn Michaels, they got booed because of Daniel Bryan. Like, they don't deserve to really get booed because of Daniel Bryan. Especially with Batista's 2014 run in WWE, which for me, coming from a wrestling fan, like a real wrestling fan, I thought that was the worst return for the animal. That was the worst return a WWE star could have. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, You know, like it's just that Batista came back, at the like at the wrong time. I mean, I understand that he wanted to come back to WWE, you know, and it's a good thing that he loves WWE. Of course, he loves WWE. WWE. He Batista, in his honest words, said that he wouldn't wrestle anywhere else. WWE is gonna always be his home, and let's be honest here. He's really honest about his words. He came back at WrestleMania this year and competed against Triple H. And not only Triple H's supposed farewell match, but it was also Batista's final match, too. Um, why I say Triple H's. Why I say that was supposed, that was because in the match, it was a no holds barred, and Triple H's in ring career was on the line and all. So that's the reason why I said that was supposed to be his final farewell. I guess I said that at the wrong time. I apologize. It's my first. It's like my first podcast, so let me be, you marks. So, anyways, right. So moving on. I got too carried away with Batista and all. I mean, Daniel Bryan. He's a good star. It's just that I just don't like it. I just don't like his fans because they they like to hijack a lot of the Daniel Bryan matches, especially with Batista. The whole Royal Rumble match with Batista, I felt like the fans were hijacking it all because Daniel Bryan wasn't in it. And I'm not only I'm not only putting some of it on the fans, I'm actually also putting it on WWE, of course, and that's because WWE for in my honest opinion, for 11 years straight, ever since the PG era began, for the company, they made some terrible booking decisions. I mean, sure, 2008 was the beginning of the PG era, but the rivalries that were the top rivalries in the company back then were Triple H versus Randy Orton and The Undertaker and Edge, John Cena and Randy Orton, John Cena and Triple H. I mean, Cena was still the top guy back then. He was still the most polarizing face in the WWE. People were cheering him and booing him at that time. And that was because Cena started developing a gimmick that was, too PG for the fans. The people want to see the rapper John Cena, not the John Cena that comes out and be like, "Oh, you can't see me. I'm wearing the color blue shirt. I'm wearing the color green shirt." They don't want that John Cena. They want to see the rapper John Cena. Um, so overall, that match was good. But the there's a couple of other matches, including the Roman Reigns and the Drew McIntyre match. It was good. I mean, listen, it's my boy Roman. Like Roman Reigns. Although that I started watching wrestling last year, I started to get on it very quickly. And how I became such a fan of wrestling today is by watching the old clips. Like I was getting a starter up by watching clips of DX and The Rock and The Undertaker and Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. And I worked my way. I watched all the old clips and I was starting to get to the new clips. And with the new clips, I saw Edge and CM Punk, Triple H, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar. You know, that's how, and that's how I became such a fan of wrestling, since 2018. And I saw Roman Reigns, he wrestled a lot apparently. I seen Roman wrestle and I'm like this dude could really wrestle. I don't understand why everybody was booing him. And a lot of people think that it's Roman doesn't deserve. No, Roman deserves the opportunities, but he's being given opportunities in such a wrong way. It's not Roman, it's the WWE creative. It's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, he really makes up all the wrestling, all the pay-per-views and all the matches and stuff. So for his booking on Roman Reigns, I thought that, it's. Listen, why you overdoing it? Why you over pushing this guy? You overbooked Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, and that's how people booed him. Then you got mad over the fact that everybody was booing him, and like, come on. Um, the Roman Reigns vs McIntyre match. I'm gonna get back onto that right now because I just got a little carried away with that. But yeah, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. It was good. But the match started pretty boring. But then at the end, it got a little good. It got Roman giving like a couple of reversals from Roman to Drew and all. Like it was good. I mean, it was kind of better than the WrestleMania match, and I attended WrestleMania 35 actually, so I watched Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre come out live in front of 80,000 people inside MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Here in the United States, for everyone that's assuming that, oh, where was this at? It was at MetLife this year. Just for anyone that was wondering. Right? So, um, the Alexa Bliss versus Bailey match, I thought it was really really good. I'm gonna tell you why I thought that was really good. You know why it was a really good match? Yeah, I mean, you know what? It was a decent match. Let's just say that. I'm not gonna go far as to actually saying that it was a great match. It was good. I consider the promo to be great. So forgive me for that botch right there. That I said that the match was great. I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. It was good. But it's just that I just don't like how they make Bailey such a weakling. Like I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, for like the past like 2 years or so, ever since Bailey got moved to the main roster, that she, was booked like improperly, like how they booked Roman Reigns. Like the crowd will start booing her because of her gimmick, and because of that, people boo her because of the fucking gimmick that Vince McMahon gave her, of the gimmick that she had, and it's um. I mean, I understand that we're trying to move on from NXT to the main roster right here, but if Bailey was to be booked like how she was booked in NXT, that's people wouldn't boo her. I'm gonna be real honest with you on that fact. I just don't like it that the creative team a lot of the times they want to like do some horrible decisions on booking, and for me, you know what? It's actually also not even the creative's fault. It's Vince's creative direction. That's the reason why the WWE Monday Night Raw and SmackDown episodes they're not good as they were back then. Because of Vince. Because as of this point, Vince is. We already know Vince is getting too old to actually run this crap. He's already 70 freaking years old, and this man's gotta retire. His creative direction, I don't really like it a lot of times. But what was also good was that this promo on SmackDown, um like 5 days before, like 5 days earlier. So on SmackDown, right? Alexa Bliss was given like a promo, like a talk show on SmackDown called A Moment of Bliss. Apparently, she had Bailey come out with her stupid coffee and all, and in that promo, Bailey. This is how the promo really begins, because Bailey goes like, "Why you like to talk behind people's backs? You just can't handle the truth. Like you're just an entitled princess, a spoiled brat who doesn't deserve a damn thing, really." So then Alexa, she fires back at her and says that, ever since I started in NXT, a lot of people a lot of people underestimated me. A lot of people think that a lot of people, including you made me feel worthless. You made me feel like I didn't belong here. Like the only friend that I ever had in NXT was Charlotte. So this was when Alexa Bliss had to really step out of her character. Well, she was in character. She was kind of like in and out of her character. But this is, you know what? I'm gonna say it like this. Um, I'm gonna say it like this. This wasn't coming from Alexa Bliss, the character that you see coming out every night dressed like a Disney villain. What you do see is the real Alexa Bliss, and her name is Lexi Kaufman. She's speaking from the heart, and she was speaking the truth. And that's how I always thought that she had good microphone skills, because of that promo right there, it really showed that she has microphone skills. It's just that I just don't like how the creative has been booking her as of late, as a tweener. I don't really like tweeners that much, but yeah, it's basic all WWE. They're gonna make all the decisions that they want. So this was when she actually started exposing Bayley, and you know, she went on to even say, she even went on to like diss Sasha Banks in that promo by saying that Bayley, like, you're a placeholder. You want to know why you're a placeholder? Because you peaked in NXT. And the one friend that you find, the one who is undeserving, is the one that's living out on the career that you have right now at the moment. So I was like, holy shit. Right here, it's gonna get really ugly a little bit. It's gonna get a little bit ugly, to be honest. So then that's when Alexa and Bayley started that little fist fight, and then Nikki Cross had to break it up. It really just showed that she has microphone skills. She's a great heel, Alexa Bliss. The matches with Ronda Rousey, at the SummerSlam and the Hell in a Cell 2018 pay-per-views, I thought they were good. Alexa Bliss, she has proven time and time again how she can do better on the mic, And I just don't like how the WWE women's division at this point is just being like garbage. I mean, we already know that there's this one woman in the whole women's division that is the most over babyface right now in the company. That is making headlines on posters. She even main evented WrestleMania with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Belt championships. And that one woman is Becky Lynch. And Alexa Bliss, she's really that qualifying to be that kind of star, because you know why? Because this is coming from a real fan. You're probably going to say, oh, you're not a real fan. You just started watching Wrestling a year ago. Yeah, but I'm not a wrestling mark, unlike you. So don't criticize me or anything like that. But it really showed that Alexa Bliss, one day she's going to be, hopefully she'll be the one to be on the posters and the mugs and stuff like that. Like, really, like, headlining all pay-per-views, That's how Alexa Bliss is working hard to achieve that. It just made me feel like Bayley was like the right, like, you see, promos like that, promos like the Alexa Bliss and Bayley promo, my true feelings about it was that, it's kind of like watching a movie when you love the good guy so much that apparently you want to just kill the bad guy. You get that feeling, really. So, for me, I thought that Alexa Bliss was the face and Bayley was the heel in this whole rivalry. Because now, that's the reason why Alexa Bliss always comes out with like rumors and stuff like that and talks behind people's backs, and that was because she was treated the same way in NXT. So now she's exposing Bayley for everything that kind of like she's worth. And it was a good match, but why would you book Alexa Bliss to be in a match just so that she can lose and job? So basically, you're gonna make her into the next Natalya Neidhart, and that's freaking jobbing out to every other women's star on the main roster on a constant freaking pay-per-view basis. Like, if you really want Alexa Bliss to be that kind of a superstar, like Becky, more than Becky Lynch, kinda. If you want her to be over with the fans and become such a fan favorite, why can't you just book her properly? This is the reason why your company is going so down in ratings and all of that, and that is because you don't book things properly, Vince. You gotta book things properly, especially with the Alexa Bliss. Especially with her. She is really that qualifying to be a star to climb that mountain. Especially in NXT. In NXT, she scratched, clawed, and kicked to get to where she is right now at the moment. Right now, she doesn't really compete on a pay-per-view basis, and that is because of the concussions and all of that she had, which is something I want to talk about for a little bit. So I'm gonna watch this later on, but the WWE Network special called WWE 365 Alexa Bliss. You know, um, there was a clip that I seen. It was Alexa Bliss taking a selfie with Trish, and that made me feel kind of bad for her because Alexa Bliss, she worked so hard to get that match with Trish Stratus, and I'm gonna say this right now, from coming from the bottom of me, that Alexa Bliss is this generation's Trish Stratus. Like, she kind of does. She kind of like does the same stuff as Trish did, like to tease people and stuff. Like she kind of has like the same character as Trish, really, Alexa Bliss. Even Alexa admitted that Trish Stratus was a childhood hero. She always wanted to wrestle her. So now she got taken out of that match due to the concussions, and I feel bad. I feel bad because, she doesn't deserve to get all those concussions. She should have had a match with Trish, and that could have been. So, that promo was good. The match was good. But, again, it's just the booking direction. Like, I don't understand why you make both Alexa and Bayley look like such weaklings. I mean, she wasn't really a weakling in this match. She was a little bit of a weakling. But I'm starting to see that she's starting to improve more. That's because she hasn't been in the ring really for like a while. So it's going to take time for her to get back, like to get used to getting back into the ring again and stuff. So, Alexa Bliss, good job. Um, Bayley, good job. And I'm actually going to shoot on something right now at the moment. Like, basically, Sasha Banks, she's currently not wrestling in WWE at the moment due to her issues with the creative team. So when it came to me watching that Bayley and Alexa Bliss promo, you know what it made me think to myself? It made me think to myself that Alexa Bliss, she's really, like I said before, she's really that qualifying to be a star. You know, and I can understand where she's coming from because there was people always trying to pick on me too because of what I wanted to do in life. She was mistreated in NXT. Like, the only friend that she really had was Charlotte Flair, which is the daughter of the 16-time WWE champion Ric Flair. So now, it made me think to myself that so that little diss that Alexa did on Bayley, right, where she said, "Oh, the one friend that you find so undeserving is the one that is actually living out on the career that you're living on." Actually, something like that. Yeah, like that. And what she was referring to was Sasha Banks and their tag team rivalry at WrestleMania, kind of like a tag team the women's tag championship match at WrestleMania. Because you know why? Because it made me think to myself, Sasha Banks is the next Batista. She quit it because she couldn't get anything that she wanted. Let's face the facts. Sasha Banks was told that she was going to lose the championship, that she and Bayley were going to lose the tag belts. And I can understand why Sasha got upset with that. Because Why would you want to give those two tag belts? First of all, why would you even make Sasha and Bailey the ones who actually worked hard, or in other words, in wrestling words, scratch, kick, and claw to get to the top of that mountain from that women's iron, like the Iron Women match in NXT Takeover, Sasha versus Bailey, to now you put the tag championships on the both of them, and at WrestleMania you put the tag championships on two women who don't even defend their championships on a regular basis. Like, is that what this is really about? Like, you're just gonna really give up this opportunity for them to have a little longer reign than that because you want to give it to why? Because they're pretty. For me, you shouldn't be judging women by how they're pretty, if they're pretty or not. It's about their skill and what they can do in the ring. Sure, a lot of people call Sasha and Bailey ugly and all, but you know what? Sasha actually works hard in the ring. And she was, scratch, claw, and like she was scratching, clawing, and kicking to get to that top of that mountain, winning championship after championship. Um, like the match with Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam 2 years ago. I'm sorry about that, guys. There's a little bit of confusion going on, but anyways, right? So moving on. There was a little problem. Sorry. So moving on, basically, right? Um, yeah, I had some little troubles with the computer and all, but anyways, right? So continuing on, the match with Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, it showed that Sasha and Alexa, they could work hard in the ring. They got skill, and it just hearing about Sasha, saying that she quits and all because of the her losing and Bailey losing the tag team championships, it made me feel to myself, you're just becoming the next Batista. Like, you quit because you couldn't get anything that you want. Instead, you want to go around the whole freaking locker room and be like, oh, we lost our belts. We deserve a longer reign than that. That reminds me of Batista, because Batista said that he should be the one to be carrying, WWE and not John Cena. That basically kind of reminds me of Sasha Banks and how she said that we deserve a longer reign than that. That's what I heard from reports, that they were going on like a backstage fit. And I heard that she's been getting heat too from the women's division. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm gonna have to do more research on that. Basically, so I'm considering Sasha Banks to be the next Batista. You quit because you couldn't get anything that you want. You couldn't get a longer reign than that. So what you do? Actually, you know what? I actually kind of take that back a little bit. She hasn't. I don't think she's really done with WWE. So I don't know why am I saying that she quit. But it looks like it kind of looks like she quit. I'm just telling the truth right here. It kind of looks like that she quit it. What you do? You're trying to quit all because you couldn't get anything that you want. At the same time, I'm actually thinking the same as I'm actually thinking like the same as Sasha too. Why would you drop me and my friends' tag championships to women that don't even defend, that are not going to defend the belts? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to give up me and my friends' titles to two women who don't even defend their belts on a regular basis? Like, if you're gonna have another women's tag team take the belts, then you should give those belts to the women's tag team that are actually deserving and will defend those championships, like how Sasha and Bailey did. You know, Bailey and Sasha, they were on SmackDown one time defending the belts. Actually, I think it was a non-title, like a non-tag title match, something like that. But you know, it showed that Sasha and Bailey, they actually defended the the tag championships more than the Iconics. Because let's face it, ever since the Iconics came out to the main roster, they become such a joke. Um, like, you serious? You gonna really drop those two belts to two women that don't even deserve that opportunity? You know why? Because all this time I've been seeing them as tag champions, the Iconics, they're not even defending the championship. They're not even defending their championships. So why would you drop it to those two ladies anyway? Oh, you know, we're gonna give them a push. Of course, Vince, you're gonna give them a push. Why? Because they're pretty. You did the same thing with the freaking Bella Twins. You gave them opportunity after opportunity, all because they were pretty. You made the Bellas too PG, Vince. WWE, they made the Bella Twins so PG. It's unbelievable how people criticize about the Bella Twins a lot. You know, the Bellas, they deserve, opportunities. It's just that their character and their promos, that's how they gotta come out every night. Like I can imagine if Nikki Bella never had a cyst in her brain. Imagine if she came back in NXT and improved her in-ring skill in the promos. Imagine if she did that. You know why? Because when the Bellas started in NXT, they got booked up to the main roster first, then moved to NXT. But from there, they just destroyed them. You know, that whole rivalry, the Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella rivalry, that, man, like that rivalry right there, it's like, come on. You can do better than that. WWE, you got everything right on the Trish versus Lita rivalry. Why you cannot do anything right on the Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella rivalry? And again, there's the WWE Women's Division right now. That it's just at an all-time low. I mean, there's only one person that's really making the division, you know, making the division good, actually, and that's Becky Lynch. I mean, right now at the moment, it may seem like Becky Lynch may not. You know what? I consider her to be the most over babyface in that women's division. Of course she is. I mean, let's be honest here. Becky Lynch, ever since she turned heel at SummerSlam last year, she has gotten instant attention from the WWE fans. She has gotten opportunity after opportunity. She was booked better with a criticized but actually popular gimmick known as the Man, Becky Lynch. Um, Listen, like they deserve, women like Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, they deserve the opportunities. It's just the way WWE uses them. I just didn't like the way how WWE used the Bella Twins. Like, looking from the Bella Twins, I saw that they had a lot of potential to become like the biggest names in the women's division, but apparently it all turned out to be criticized by a lot of the wrestling fans because a lot of the wrestling fans think that they suck. They have horrible moves. They got horrible microphone skills. And to all the fans that say that, I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's not the Bella's fault. I don't think it's really Nikki and Brie's fault for actually becoming these type of characters. It's just WWE and their booking. That's how they book stuff, And apparently, that's the reason why they're not over with the fans really. That's because they don't, the fans, they don't like their gimmick. That and the I feel like Nikki when Nikki and Brie when they were both heels, I felt like it ruined it for them. You know why? Because that was when they started actually getting criticism after criticism. You know, and listen, it's been said before in the past, and it's already gonna be said, and we're gonna try to actually move on from it. Really, they begot. It's understood and it's known that they're popular because of John Cena and Daniel Bryan, the Bella Twins. But you know, they they I think that they were more qualifying than that. I just didn't like how the way they were booked. I just didn't like the fact that they made them go out every night and cut sucky promos, which it made it look like for Ronda Rousey, it made it look like Nikki Bella is just easy for me to diss. I can just come back at her with like the quickest diss ever. Like, is that what you guys want to do to them? Is that what you guys really want to do to the Bella Twins? Is that you want to book them so badly? I mean, some of the booking on Nikki Bella was good. I mean, at least at least Nikki Bella. I mean, they got the Divas Championship run and all. It was good, but um, like she still booked badly with a bad gimmick and just bad promos.
I'm just making.
I'm sorry, guys. I have a little brother here. He's a little bit of a wrestling fan too. Anyways, so yeah, they're really that. They're really qualifying to be stars. Just the characters. You know, it's just that the characters that they were given, it's not right. They deserve to be. To win championship after championship. It's just the way they're booked. I said this before. I'll say it again. I said this. I kept on saying this throughout this whole thing. They like. I just don't like their gimmicks, and I don't like their promos really. Sure, they're the most beautiful women out there in the WWE Women's Division, but just because you want to book Nikki Bella, it doesn't matter if she's pretty or not. Nikki Bella can look uglier, and she deserves to be qualifying as a star to win championship after championship. You can't just book women wrestlers because they're pretty. You gotta book them because of their skill. What do you have? What do you have that qualifies? What do you qualify as a superstar? If you know what I mean by that, what do you have? Like, do you have what it takes to be in the ring? Like, do you have the right skills? Have you gotten practice? Because it feels like like um um. But what doesn't really make sense about the women's division really is that how come you book Nikki Bella and Brie Bella so badly, and then you want to book Alexa Bliss as a great heel with decent microphone skills and ring set. You could have done the same thing with the Bellas. Like, it's not fair that people gotta criticize them because of their popularity. I mean, listen, it's been said about that for years already that Nikki Bella got popular because of John Cena. I mean, of course, why the hell not? And Brie because of Daniel Bryan. Why not? And like on top of that, Nikki and Brie, they just had like the worst rivalries. The Nikki versus Brie Bella feud I wasn't really too fond of, and that was because it's not quite. The thing is that the way they made the Bella twins is just horrible, in my opinion. You guys could have booked the Bella twins so better, and what you do? You book them as like hypocrites, as liars. Come on, is that what you really want to do? Is book them like that? Sure, I mean her character and all, it may be stale, but you guys could have done better than that with the Brie versus Nikki rivalry. And you know the way you guys book Dana Brooke and Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch as of the moment, you guys are making literally the women wrestlers of NXT look like they're the real princesses, and the main rosters look like the main roster women's division looks like complete shit. I mean, look at it. Look at it. You know, tonight on SmackDown on the June 25th episode of SmackDown, you had a boring Nikki Cross versus Bayley match. Like, come on. Like you guys really want to go there as to book horrible women's matches? You guys just had a great women's match at WrestleMania. And what you do? You make literally Nikki Cross. I mean, I don't mind the friendship between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, but the only way the storyline is gonna actually get better is that if it becomes a twist and like Nikki Cross should turn on Alexa Bliss. Like that's how you guys should book stuff. Is that you gotta book stuff to make it better. And the women's division right now in WWE is just not doing good. You have women who are barely on TV a lot of the time, and the only way they get cheers is by doing it at house shows and all. Like, is that how you guys really operate the women's division? Is that they get cheers at live events? Like, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now that you make the women's division get cheered at live events, but on on Raw and SmackDown, you guys the women can't even get cheers? That's because you got to deal with such a dead crowd. That's the reason why wrestling fans of today, they kind of suck. I want to get into it a little bit with the WWE, the whole wrestling fan base in general. They right now right now for the wrestling community of the internet, you literally got like an internet, like an online website full of wrestling fans who just marks. That's the thing, they're fucking marks. They don't let you enjoy the show. That's the problem. And basically, all you gotta hear, all it takes is to make one comment, and it will start a whole war. Oh, AEW is better. WWE is better. No, it's not. AEW just got started, and you guys already want to say that that's better than WWE. Like, you guys are making the product worse. Like, are you serious? This is how the wrestling community of today sucks. Not like back then. Back then, people didn't care what wrestling show they went to. All they wanted to do was enjoy it. That was the thing. That was the thing. All they wanted to do is to watch the show. No problem. And this was when the internet was not around. There was no cell phones, no freaking iPads or laptops, which I'm literally doing this podcast on right now. Everybody shut the hell up, sat down, and enjoyed the show. Look at the WWE crowds in India, for example. They have the most excellent crowds ever. You want to know why? They're not only loud, but the Indians, they're not marks. They're not wrestling fans who want to criticize things all the time. They shut the hell up and they enjoy the show. And that's a good thing. And all of a sudden, you guys in America, you guys want to chant, oh, AEW, or CM Punk, like little fucking faggots. Like, grow the fuck up. CM Punk, I love CM Punk, but I'm telling you right now, I'm being honest with you, he's not going to come back to WWE. What's the point of chanting his name at a WWE show every damn time? What's the point? He's not going to come back. He's not going to come back. I'm pretty sure he's going to work for AEW. I'm not saying that he's never going to work wrestling again. He's probably going to come back for AEW this year. Who knows? But he's not going to come back to WWE due to his issues with him. And I'm kind of happy that Punk left. You know what? I'm actually really happy that Punk left. You know, the way the WWE, the creative team and how they booked Punk, they made him too burnt out. They did this, they literally did it with Dean Ambrose. They made him so burnt out that they made him do horrible storylines, a horrible rivalry with Seth Rollins, and making him say things about Roman Reigns and not booking him properly. Like, that's what these guys did with CM Punk. They made him burnt out. They didn't give him any opportunities, really. They made him burnt out. And now we see something similar. 5 years later, Dean Ambrose leaves WWE. And now he goes for AEW. And now WWE, they're so desperate to get ratings now. This is the issue with them. The issue with them, really. They're so desperate at this point to get such ratings. And the way they book stuff now is horrible. I mean, I want to talk about the Extreme Rules pay-per-view for a little bit. I like it. I like the match card for now, although that I'm not. Listen, the whole Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins storyline with Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin, it's gonna start to get stale on the fans. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Becky Lynch has already wrestled Lacey Evans, and Lacey Evans, she ain't that qualifying to really compete against Becky. Stars like Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch deserves more better than that. She had a good rivalry, like an incredible rivalry with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, hyping up, the first ever women's WrestleMania main event this year at WrestleMania 35 in MetLife. Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Ronda, those three women, they all closed out the show. Becky Lynch sold out WrestleMania. That's how she was the most over, women's star of the company at that point, and she still is. She's still got a really excellent fan base. But there are just a lot of wrestling fans right now who are such bandwagons. They're such bandwagon fans. They did the same thing with Roman Reigns. They started to like him, and then all of a sudden they booed him. Which I can understand. I can kind of understand why, because of the WWE creative and Vince McMahon. I get it. But with Becky Lynch, you're like, oh, I hope her title reign ends. At first, it was like, oh, Becky Lynch should win the titles. I want her to win. And now, 2 months later, oh, I hope she drops the titles. Like, what the hell? Like, which side are you gonna fucking pick? You're gonna pick are you gonna pick Becky Lynch winning the titles, or you're just gonna be a mark and just say, oh no, she doesn't deserve it? And even with the Undertaker and Roman Reigns match, a lot of people say, oh, he should retire. I'm kind of the same way too, because Undertaker's getting old, and come on. But it's The Undertaker. How come you complain about The Undertaker? For me, showing complaints about, making complaints about The Undertaker's return, it shows your disrespect towards him. I'm considering that disrespect to the dead man. He deserves more better than that, than people going online and saying, oh, they're doing this in spite of ratings and stuff. Oh, AEW. Like, this is the problem with you wrestling fans. You guys are such cornballs. It's unbelievable how much the AEW... I don't dislike AEW. I mean, I haven't watched the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. I've seen clips of it, And I think it was really, really good, to be honest. And I saw the Casino Battle Royal when MJF, he was beating down the handicap wrestler. That was a pretty good battle royal. I don't dislike AEW. It's just that the fan base, there's so much cornballs and such fags on that. It's just like, are you serious? Like I can't sit down and watch all kinds of wrestling without people having the nerve to come at me and criticize me. I'm a fan who watches all kinds of this. I even watch a little bit of New Japan. I watch a little bit of ECW. I watch a little bit of WCW. Whatever. But the AEW fan base is just annoying, and that's because you got to deal with people every damn day and night. They're all screaming AEW, AEW. Like if you think WWE is fake, stop fucking watching it. Stop watching it. What's the point of you watching it when you're gonna call it fake? And then all of a sudden, a week later, you're gonna go back to watching it. Like that doesn't make any sense. Some people they get tired out on WWE. It grows old on them. Sometimes it's not really about it being fake. It's just that it just grows old on people. They think it's time to pass on. Like, you guys don't know how to appreciate anything, and this is the reason why the fans are not like what it used to be back then. Back then, you were just able just to go out, enjoy a show, be with all your friends and be with all your family. You will curse all you want. You can take all the chairs you want, all the drinks you want. You were able to do so much back then, and now it's not the same. And I know that, but still, because the fans back then, they shut the hell up and they watch the show. There was kids that used to watch both WWF and WCW. I literally have my grandmother used to, my grandmother used to watch both WWF and WCW. Like, this was when everybody did not complain as much. Everyone thought this is a great damn show, you know? And this is your logic as WWE marks. You claim that Sasha Banks was booked horribly. Yes, she was booked horribly a little bit, but you know what? She's a quitter. Let's face the facts here. She's a quitter. She's just like Batista. He quit it because he couldn't get anything that he wanted. I don't think Sasha Banks quit it right now for good. I don't know what's her status with WWE yet, but you know what? At least I don't freaking go around the freaking locker room and scream that me and my friend are losing titles at WrestleMania. Well, let's be honest here. It's not about, oh, I have more money than you, I do more things than you. No. No. Like, no. I'm the kind of wrestling fan that will literally sit the hell down and enjoy the show. Stop watching the freaking product if you don't like it. I kept on saying this throughout the whole podcast, and this is to people that don't understand what the hell am I saying and they think I'm stupid. And you guys want to and by the way, I get my sources from valuable wrestling online podcasts and resources like websites. So don't be complaining. Oh, they're not true. At a lot of times, No. Sometimes, like, you be the motherfuckers that go up on Sportskeeda all the time and look up WWE articles. The hell? Sportskeeda, they don't really post up a lot of the thing. Like, they don't really post up valuable sources a lot of the times. They think what they want to think. And that's the problem. And that's the reason why people, they can criticize them. That's how you get, that's how you get hatred, is that you want to make up so much bullshit on your websites. Like, learn how to be a fucking valuable resource and stop posting up bullshit online. Yeah, like, for real, like, stop fucking posting up bullshit a lot of the times on your own website. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's really ridiculous of how you want to post up a lot of bullcrap on your website. Like, that's how people are not going to look at you as a valuable source. If you're going to look at them as a valuable source, like, learn how to fucking get information. Like, get some fucking information before you make up some bullshit and be like, oh, WWE is going to hire CM Punk. Why CM Punk will never come back? Stop talking about CM Punk returning to WWE. They don't. He doesn't want to come back. What's the point? No. You know, and here we go. And now, looking up cage side news, all I see is WWE not wanting CM Punk as an answer from this kid because of all the questions on Raw. Like I'm telling you, wrestling today is just, it's not. The wrestling community, like the whole wrestling business in general, is just going at such a transformative time. It's been going down to such a low. And I'm really sad that all of you wrestling marks out there, you want to bash every damn thing. Even Kane told the fans, stop bashing the Undertaker. It's not his problem. It's not his fault. Stop bashing the Undertaker for his match with Goldberg. Even Kane, the Big Red Machine, had to tell all the wrestling marks to shut the hell up. Shut the hell up and stop bashing my brother the Undertaker because of that match with Goldberg at Super Showdown. It's not Taker's fault. And whoever thought that Goldberg and Taker got into the shouting match, that's all wrong. I heard that it got denied. I thought at first that I thought they didn't really get into a backstage thing. That's when I first heard it. That's what I was like, holy shit. They actually did get into an argument? But nah, it was all false because people just want to make up things a lot of the time for their attention, their amusement, and for your attention too. So warning, before you make up something, please get the proper information. Like, you wrestling marks ruined Batista's return. You guys just want to. And I don't really put Daniel Bryan for the blame, really. It's the fans. What the fans do, they don't appreciate things. They wanted Batista to come back, but then all of a sudden, like a few days later at the Rumble, people started booing him. Like, that doesn't make any sense. If you want him to come back, show him the respect that he deserves. Because he was, at the time, when he carried SmackDown for 3 consecutive years straight. you guys were cheering for Batista, and now for like really, like you guys really wanna boo Batista? Why? Oh, cause Daniel Bryan was not in the Royal Rumble. So fucking what? So what? I like Daniel Bryan. He's got decent skills. He's got decent skill, like on the mic and the in the moves and shit in the ring. But his fans, they're unbearable at times. Even Batista said it. What the fuck has happened to this business? In other words, what the hell has happened to this business? What happened to the real men? What happened to the attitude? Like it's surprising that I'm not even surprised that this is coming from a man who was booked horribly and was literally the most over babyface in 2005 and 2008. He carried SmackDown for 3 years straight. 2005, 2006, 2007. Like I think like 4 years. I think maybe like 2008. I think something like that. No, I don't think so. No. Yeah, but like Batista was at the height of his career, and you people want to boo him. I understand you like John Cena, but sometimes you John Cena fans too. You are just too much of Marks. You guys even booed poor Shawn Michaels because of Daniel Bryan. I would have been cheering for Shawn Michaels if if during that segment with Daniel Bryan, if I attended that live show and if I was to if I was to see Shawn Michaels face off against Bryan in a promo, I would have been cheering him. I wouldn't be saying from my seat, all because of that little thing at the Hell in the Cell pay per view. Oh, you screwed Brett. You screwed Brett. And you wrestling fans need to get it too. It was not Shawn Michaels who screwed Brett. It was Vince McMahon that screwed Brett, alright? So it's not Shawn's fault. So don't put the blame on Shawn. You guys did the same thing with Roman Reigns. You booed him all because Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler got eliminated. I thought you liked them. I thought you guys were cheering for the big dog. I thought you guys were cheering for Roman Reigns. What happened to that? At that point, what happened with the fans? I thought you wanted Roman to win the Rumble, really. At least Daniel Bryan was in the Royal Rumble. Let's be honest here. He was in the Royal Rumble, and the Royal Rumble was surrounded by a lot of his fans that night who were just angry and mad because he got eliminated. It's a shame what this wrestling business has gone down to, really. And now we got Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules. And I think that's gonna be a good match because I've seen like little scenes there and there during the Elimination Chamber pay per view earlier this year when Kofi and Joe were going at it. This was when Joe was beating the shit out of Daniel Bryan. He was annihilating him. And that's because Daniel Bryan, he's a skinny little shit. And Samoa Joe, he's a big guy. He's a big, strong, like, tough guy. He's all buff. Samoa Joe would have destroyed Daniel Bryan if he came to WWE during Daniel Bryan's rise to the top, you know? He would have annihilated him. That's how Batista should have been when he faced Daniel Bryan. Batista should have destroyed Daniel Bryan. Look at Batista carrying SmackDown for 3 years straight. He was a dominant force. Nobody can beat him. Sure, people like The Undertaker and all. The Undertaker may have beaten him because there's no other powerful person in WWE like The Undertaker. But let's face it, Batista, he was a big, strong guy too. He had it going for him too. No one could beat Batista. Batista literally won every match that he put on SmackDown every night from 2005 to 2007. Let's face it. And let's look at it real quick. The Triple H and the Randy Orton match. I thought it was good. Instead, you people want to complain, oh, the match was too slow. Like, I thought you guys were hyped up for the match. Now you want to complain about it being slow? I thought you guys like Randy Orton. I thought you guys like Randy Orton Triple H wrestling. And now, to fucking hear you complain about that? Really? Like, you marks really want to complain about all that shit. I can understand Super Showdown being a massive shit show. It was a shit show in my opinion. Kind of. I mean, we did get to see The Undertaker versus Goldberg. I mean, I think that wasn't a bad match at all. It was just, there was a couple of scenes there and there where it got worse with the botches and stuff, but at least we did get what we want. The Undertaker, The Undertaker, he's kind of like burnt out, I think, a little bit. I don't know. But but be honest here. You guys want to complain about The Undertaker. You know what that shows me? That shows me as a wrestling fan, as a real wrestling fan, you are disrespecting the biggest legend in WWE history, all by going online and saying that Undertaker should retire, AEW, CM Punk, and all that shit. Like, grow the fuck up. You guys are such fags, and I don't mean to offend anybody here, really, because of fags or anything. No, it's just that you guys want to act like little damn girls. Quit acting like bitches. You guys don't know how to fucking sit the hell down and watch a show. Because you know why? Because all you're gonna do, oh, this show sucks. This show sucks. Like, are you serious now? Like, come on. Like, let's face it. You guys are dicks. You guys want to fucking talk about The Undertaker and disrespect him in such a way. Like, that's not... Why would you guys go online and say that, oh, AEW, CM Punk. Like, shut the fuck up and enjoy the show, you dickhead. Like, I swear, like, this is absolutely, like, no wonder, and I mean no freaking wonder as to why the wrestling fan base, it's not the way it used to be, really. I want to talk about AEW for a little bit. Now we're getting a little carried away with the WWE marks and shit. So, bottom line, you marks, shut the fuck up. Now, moving on. So now I'm gonna talk about AEW for a little bit. Now, a lot of you are gonna say, "Oh, why are you talking about AEW? I thought you just like AEW." No, I did not say I didn't like AEW. I just don't like its fan base. I don't like its fan base. That's the problem. So now, Jon Moxley, or formerly known as WWE's very own, the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, he left the company in 2019 following the Raw after the Royal Rumble in January. Well, he didn't leave just yet. Well, he announced to WWE management, like the officials, that he wasn't resigning his contract with them. and that was because this was when Roman had a like he had to relinquish the championship, the Universal Championship, due to battling leukemia. And now they try to put that in the storyline with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose when they're fighting each other. So Ambrose got paid $500. By the way, before I talk about that, for weeks and weeks straight after Dean announced that he was gonna leave WWE, he got punished by you know how WWE punished Moxley or Ambrose. They punished Ambrose by making him lose to McIntyre and to every other jobber. And somehow they shamefully used Roman Reigns to reunite the Shield. Like, are you serious? I mean, I was kind of happy, but I think it's just shameful now I think of it. Like, you really want to, like, take advantage of somebody who just came back from such a life-threatening fight to now reunite. Like, this is just all for a Shield reunion? Like, is this how Vince, is this how your product gets? This is how your product thinks of things a lot of the times? Like, this is the reason why people complain about you, because of your creative direction. And that's what Ambrose said about Vince in his interview with Chris Jericho on Talk is Jericho following the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And this was when Ambrose came into AEW and appeared as Jon Moxley. And I was shocked at first, and I was like, holy shit, he actually did go to AEW. I thought he wasn't going to listen to us. I thought he was going to come back to WWE. But no, he came to AEW and did what he had to do. And right now, at this point, Ambrose is living out the best of his life, or Moxley, as we should say. He just did a wrestling show at Six Flags, Great Adventure. He's been in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He just captured the IWGP United States Championship and all. Like, that's good. It's good that Moxley gets the treatment that he deserves. And that's what he said in the interview with Chris Jericho, that, like, it's the creative team. The creative team is the issue. And Dean Ambrose thought that Triple H will be very worthy of running WWE than Vince McMahon himself. And that's because Vince forced Ambrose every single day and night following the Ambrose rivalry with Seth Rollins. He had to go out and he had to say horrible things about Roman Reigns. Like, are you serious? Is this how you're going to make storylines better? You guys did the same thing with Charlotte Flair and the Paige rivalry. You reference Paige's little brother in the storyline. And I don't think Paige really meant to say that. It's not her fault. It's how Vince's creative direction gets. And that's what Moxley is complaining about. And now, since Moxley bashed WWE, which I'll talk about a little bit next time, now Seth Rollins goes into the picture and starts bashing him for the comments and stuff. But hey, listen, the more the comments get, the more crazy the comments get, the more the more criticism these wrestlers are gonna get, unfortunately. It sucks, man. It really sucks how this wrestling business has got, how much has gotten down so much to. Well, I think that's it for Joey's wrestling hour. Thank you guys for watching. Always make sure to stay tuned on GPP Productions TV for more. Thank you for joining with Joey, and see you later.